are similarities and differences between the Huawei Nova 16, 16 Pro and 16 Ultra smartphone. I see many people haven't explained it in enough detail, so this video will provide the most comprehensive breakdown on the internet. First, the similarities. All three phones have 1.5K screen resolution, the Kirin 9010S processor, Harmony OS 6.1, 7000 mAh batteries, 100-watt wired fast charging, side-mounted fingerprint sensors, dual speakers, NFC, infrared, and satellite communication support. Now for the differences. First, the design. The rear camera modules of the Nova 16, 16 Pro, and 16 Ultra look the same, but the Nova 16 has a dual camera setup with the lenses on the left and the flash on the right. The Pro and Ultra modules have three lenses on the left with an infrared sensor and flash on the right. The way to tell the Pro and Ultra apart is the seam below the rear module. The one with the seam is the Ultra. Another difference in appearance is that the Nova 16 standard model has a plastic frame, while the Pro and Ultra both have metal frames. The third difference in appearance is that the Nova 16 standard model has a screen size of 6.68 inches, while the Pro and Ultra are 6.84 inches, which is slightly larger. Another difference regarding the screen is that the Nova 16 Pro and Ultra feature LTPO refresh rates, while the Nova 16 does not. Also, the Pro and Ultra have a peak brightness of 6000 nits, while the standard version is slightly lower. Next are the camera differences. The Nova 16 standard version has a 50 megapixel front single camera, while the Pro and Ultra have a 50 megapixel front dual camera with an infrared lens. However, the 50 megapixel front camera aperture on both the Nova 16 and Nova 16 Pro is f2.4, while the Nova 16 Ultra has an aperture of f2.0. As for the rear cameras, the Nova 16 standard version has a dual camera setup with a 50 megapixel main lens with an f1.9 aperture and a 50 megapixel telephoto lens with RYYB support. The Pro and Ultra both feature quad camera setups, including a 200 megapixel main lens with RYYB support, a 50 megapixel telephoto lens with RYYB support, an infrared lens, and a different ultra-wide lens. The difference is that the Ultra's ultra-wide lens also supports RYYB. Additionally, the Ultra's telephoto lens aperture is f2.2, while the Pro's is f2.6. The Nova 16, 16 Pro, and 16 Ultra all feature RYYB-supported telephoto lenses, but the Nova 16's telephoto lens supports 3.3 times zoom, whereas the Pro and Ultra support 3.7 times zoom. Next is water resistance. The Nova 16 standard and Pro versions support IP65 water resistance, while the Ultra supports IP68 and IP69 dust and water resistance. Regarding charging, only the Ultra supports 50-watt wireless fast charging. These are all the differences and similarities between the Huawei Nova 16, Nova 16 Pro, and Nova 16 Ultra. Is everything clear after watching this video? Which of these three phones do you think is more worth buying?